He stood in the driveway like a gatekeeper, arms folded tight across his chest, jaw locked with the kind of finality that needed no words. "You weren't invited. Go home," her father said, flat and unflinching. His eyes held mine like a challenge, like I was a mistake they'd finally decided to discard. Just beyond him, through the dining room window lit with soft golden light, I saw them. My wife, her sister, her mother, and her ex-husband, laughing, plates stacked high, glasses clinking mid-toast like I was nothing more than a faded memory scrubbed clean from their polished little world. I held the old man stare longer than I should have, long enough for the air between us to thicken. Then I gave a slight nod, said nothing, turned around, and got back into my car. My hands were steady as I unlocked my phone and made one quiet call. 20 minutes later, the screen lit up. Then came the screaming. It's been 2 years since I married into that family. 2 years since I mistook charm for warmth, politeness for acceptance. At first, they welcomed me with smiles stretched a bit too wide, words a little too rehearsed. Her father shook my hand at the wedding and told me I was one of them now. I believed him. I shouldn't have. They weren't wealthy by the standards you read about in magazines, but they didn't need to be. Old money doesn't show off. It simply exists. Land passed down. Contracts whispered through golf clubs. Small, quiet companies that never seemed to go under, no matter the economy. Her family ran a network of local construction firms. My wife did the books. Her father signed the deals. Her ex-husband, he consulted, whatever that meant. And me, I was the outsider with real talent. The one who landed 6 major contracts in under a year. The one who modernized their dusty empire and made it something people noticed. I worked 12-hour days, skipped meals, missed weekends. I told myself it was for us. For her. But I see it now. I was never a partner. I was a tool. It started quietly, like most betrayals do. A text popped up on her sister's phone, while it sat unlocked beside the sink. "Let him handle it, babe. He's good for that." I wasn't supposed to see it, but I did. Handle what? That question unraveled everything. I started watching. Closely. Bank accounts showed strange movement. Payments I'd authorized vanished. Projects I secured were now mysteriously filed under her ex's name. Even my signature began appearing on documents I never touched. And then came the breaking point. A mortgage filed under my name for a property I'd never heard of, let alone seen. I confronted her. Calm. Controlled. Asked her to explain. She laughed. Said I must have forgotten signing it. Must have been tired. That laugh, that casual dismissal, was the moment something broke. But I didn't raise my voice. Didn't argue. I turned inward. I became quiet. Watchful. And for the next 3 months, I traced every wire transfer, tracked every forged signature, made copies, backups, screenshots. I downloaded emails from the shared office server, recorded calls, built a mountain of quiet evidence. And when the picture was finally clear, I realized what they'd done. Every shady deal had been funneled through her ex's shell company. On paper, I looked like the victim, because I was the victim. They'd used my name, my success, to front their fraud. They'd propped me up like a shield while they siphoned everything behind my back. Thanksgiving was my test. I asked her 3 separate times if I should bring anything. Wine. Pie. She smiled each time and said, "Of course, it's family." So I showed up, dressed, ready. But her father met me at the driveway, face hard as stone, like he'd been waiting for this moment. And there she was behind him, my wife, laughing beside her ex. The man I'd unknowingly made a millionaire. The man I'd helped sign 6 deals. Thinking I was building a future. I wasn't even the punchline to their joke. I was the setup, the fool they all stood on. That night, I made one call to a friend, not a lawyer, exactly, but someone who handles things. Corporate things. Loopholes, leverage. The kind of pressure that doesn't come from courtrooms, but from the quiet shifting of weight behind the scenes. Within 20 minutes, cease and desist letters landed in the inboxes of every board member, investor, and partner connected to their business. Bank accounts froze. Audit notices filed. Investigators dispatched. And still, That wasn't the loud part. The screaming started when the IRS arrived at their Thanksgiving table. I watched from down the street, parked in the shadows, as two black SUVs pulled up the drive like clockwork. Timing, as they say, is everything. Her father went ghost white, tried to act unbothered, bluff his way through. Her mother burst into tears before the agents even reached the porch. Her sister started yelling, accusing my wife, because the email trail led directly to her laptop. And her ex? He ran, bolted through the backyard, like a scared dog. They caught him 3 blocks away. Turns out, jumping bail on a prior fraud charge tends to catch up with you eventually. I left before anyone saw me. Didn't need the chaos. Didn't need the explanations. I had the divorce papers ready by Monday, signed, filed, airtight, along with asset claims and a fraud settlement. I walked away clean. They lost everything. Some people asked why I never warned her, why I didn't give her a chance to explain. Explain what exactly? That I was a placeholder until they were done draining me dry? That I was never a husband, just a resource with a heartbeat? No, I gave them exactly what they gave me. A silent smile and a door they never noticed closing behind them. Last I heard, she moved back in with her parents. Her father's business filed for bankruptcy. Her ex is awaiting trial, again. And me? I took the clients, the contracts, and built something stronger without them. Without her. Funny how betrayal works. It doesn't teach you how to fight. It teaches you where real power lives. Not in shouting, not in begging, but in walking away while the walls collapse behind you.